This is R.D. Sharma solution, class 11, chapter 30, derivatives. This is very short answer question, VSAQ. Here we have answer each of the following questions in one word or one sentence as per exact requirement of this question. The first question is, write the value of limit x tends to c, fx minus fc by x minus c. So fx minus fc by x minus c, what do we know? We have done the theory also. It's f dash c. So it's a differentiation. So if you have a function fx, now you want to find out d by dx of fx. So there is first principle, there is another way. Actually this only gives you first principle, fx minus fc. You devise first principle by this only, by x minus c. Now question number 2, write the value of limit x tends to a, this one, okay, x fa minus a fx by x minus a. So let me write the question first. This is limit x tends to a, x fa minus a fx divided by x minus a. So this you have to do. So what we will do here, we will add something and subtract something. That is, I am subtracting x fx, adding and subtracting this term, x fx. Okay, it won't affect because ultimately they will be cancelled. Now x fa minus x fx will take together and we will take x common from this. So, and the other one, from here these two middle members will take fx common. So x fa, I am taking x common, okay. So this will be fa minus fx. Now coming to this one, plus I am taking x common. Oh, fx common. So you have x minus a inside. Okay. Now this, there is something, because fa is coming first, fx is coming later. So we will just exchange it. We'll exchange it. We'll take a negative outside for the first term, and this will be plus fx and minus fa. So this will be fx minus fa. So minus x, fx minus fa that we wanted, and then plus fx and x minus a. And if you remember, x minus a is in the denominator. Okay, it was already there. So we have a limit also. Now let us apply the limit. Let us apply the limit. So this is extending to a. So we'll apply twice this limit in the first member. So we have limit x tends to a, x minus a cancel. So you have limit x tends to a fx. Just put x as a, so it will be a. Fx minus fa by x minus a we have just seen in the previous question. It is f dash a, which is c. Basically here it is a. So f dash a. And what about x minus x? So we are applying limit here also. So when we apply the limit, we will just replace x with a. When you are applying limit, x will be changed to a. So it will be a. Okay. So minus a, f dash a plus fa. This is going to be your final answer. Now question number 3 it is. It's around 14 questions, so we'll do half of this. So if x is less than 2, then write the value of d by dx under root x square minus 4x plus 4. Now x is less than 2, that is 2 minus x is greater than 0. Please remember this. So if you take x square minus 4x plus 2, it's basically 4, it is 2 square. So we are talking about x a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we have x square plus 2 square minus 4x, 2 into 2x. So you can write it as x minus 2 whole square. Okay, but x minus 2 can always be written as 2 minus x whole square. How this? See, if you take minus x whole square or x whole square, it will remain as x square only. That is, if you have x minus a minus x whole square, it is same. because if you take minus common from either of this, it will transform into the second one. If you take minus a minus x whole square, minus square is 1. So x minus a you can always change as a minus x. A minus x you can always change as x minus a. That is why we change x minus 2 to 2 minus x. Right? Now 2 minus x is greater than 0. It's already given in the condition. 2 minus x is greater than 0. So 2 minus x is greater than 0. So 2 is greater than x, which is given in the question. Okay? So since it is greater than 0, then only we can have the derivative of under root, because under root inside negative number, it won't work. Okay? Because we are not dealing with the complex number here. So we only deal with the normal number. So now we can eliminate the root with square. So 2 minus x will only remain. So now dy dx of 2 minus x will be 2 will be 0 and minus 1 it will be minus 1. So minus 1 will be the answer. Please remember x is less than 2 and we have employed 2 minus x greater than 0. X minus 2 is less than 0. So if you multiply and minus both sides, it will be 2 minus x greater than 0. That is what we have employed here. Otherwise it will be, we are not sure whether it will be negative or positive. So only when positive, then only we can get the under root eliminated. Otherwise we won't. Okay. So now coming to question number 4. It's given if x is between pi by 2 and pi. X is between pi by 2 and pi. Then find d by dx of under root 1 plus cos 2x by 2. So 1 plus cos 2x by 2. 1 plus cos 2x is what? 2 cos square x by 2. So 2x it is. So it will be x only. Divided by 2. Cancel these 2. Under root cos square x. Okay. Now see. Again minus x square and x square. They will both give you x square. Because minus square is always 1. Now if I take you to the quadrant, add sugar to coffee. This pi by 2 and pi means we are talking about second quadrant. This is pi by 2, this is pi, second quadrant. So cos is negative here. Cos is negative here. So that means we are going to get minus cos square x. Okay? It's basically minus cos x whole square. It's minus cos x whole square. I hope it is clear. In second quadrant, only sign is positive, so cos will be negative. That is why we have to do minus cos x. So if we do this kind of thing, y can be cos x, y can be minus cos x. Because square, negative will go. So we have to see how it has come. Because whenever we are dealing with root, we have to see whether it was negative or positive. So that is how, because the condition is pi by 2 to pi, d by dx of minus cos x will come. So minus cos x, minus minus cancel, cos x is minus sin x, so only sin x will come. This is question number 5. Now write the value of d by dx of x mod x. D by dx of, now in this kind of question we have to take certain cases. So x mod x is there. So mod x, please understand, we'll take two cases and you will understand by this only. We assume that x is greater than 0. So if we take the number line, if at x is 0, so above x, x will be positive. So mod x will be x because x is positive. But if you take on the negative side, mod x will be minus x. So first condition is x greater than 0. So we'll put my mod x as x. So x into x, mod x, because x, we are taking it as x. So x square, divide dx of x square is 2x. First condition. Second condition. Now x is less than 0. So when x is less than 0, mod x will be equal to minus x. Mod x will be equal to minus x because we are taking the negative side of the number line. So mod x you will put minus x. So it will be x into minus x. So it will be minus x square, divide dx of minus x square. Minus is there, x square we already done. So it will be minus 2x. And how we are going to write this answer? Like this. D by dx of x mod x equals, this is 2x if x is greater than 0, and it will be minus 2x if x is less than 0. So this is how we are going to write the answer from 1 and 2, cases 1 and 2. Now question number 6. Same thing here. Write the value of d by dx of, see, x plus mod x into mod x. X plus mod x into x into mod x, x plus mod x into mod x. Okay, basically it's x plus x into x, but we cannot do it because there is mod, and we have to take again two conditions here. Two conditions will be x is greater than 0 or x is less than 0. So let me tell you again, this is 0. If x is greater than 0, then mod x will be positive x. When we are taking the negative side, mod x will be minus x. Minus x. Okay. So first condition, when x is greater than 0, we'll put x everywhere as positive. That is, mod x will be replaced by x. So x plus x into x. So it will be 2x into x, 2x square. 2x square, and what is the differentiation of 2x square? We have to do d by dx. So it will be 2, x square is 2x. So 4x it will be. Okay. Now second one, x is less than 0. So now when x is less than 0, mod x will be replaced by minus x. So x into x plus minus x into minus x. But it won't affect because x minus x is anyway 0. Differentiation of 0 is 0 only. So we'll get a 0 here, right? So now how are we going to write? 4x and 0 has come. So we'll write d by dx. This is fx, okay? I am assuming it to be fx. D by dx of fx, you have to write whole, right? Equals 4x if x is greater than 0 and 0 if x is less than 0. X is less than 0. Okay? Next one. Now here we have x mod x and mod x minus 1. So now we will have three cases. You see how? Because if you want to see how many critical points are there. So the critical points where we have to check is where it becomes 0. So x is, see, first is x. First function is x. So x is 0. So 0 is a break point or a critical point. Now x minus 1, just put it 0. So x equal to 1. So 0 and 1 are the critical points. So you see there are three partition of the number line. Okay, this is 0 and 1. So let me point it. So one is from infinity to 0. The other is 0 to 1. And the another one is 1 to infinity. Minus infinity to 0. Second part is 0 to 1. Third part is 1 to plus infinity. So we have to check for all these situations. Okay, let us say x is less than 0. Now x is less than 0, of course we have seen x, mod x will be minus x. Mod x will be minus x. But if you take x as negative x, then what will be mod x minus 1? It will be mod x minus 1. You put any value, you just check it. Put any value. Say minus 1. So minus 1, it will give you negative of x minus 1. Okay. So basically you are getting negative of x minus 1. So mod x minus 1 will be, mod x minus 1 is total function. So when you remove the mod, it will be negative of minus x minus 1. Okay. I hope you got the idea. Because eventually the value is coming as negative. Because minus 2 has come. Minus 2 is coming. That means you are getting negative. And we have just checked for a random value below 0. So now this will be x minus 1. Here is in this range, it will be minus x minus 1. This is clear? Okay. Now coming to, let us take greater than, case 3 I am taking first. So x is greater than 1. So we know that when it is greater than 0, mod x will be x. We have already seen in previous two questions. So mod x will be x. X. Okay. What about mod x minus 1? Now you put any value above 2. Just to check 1. Just check. 3 minus 1, it's positive. So mod x minus 1 will be positive x minus 1. So only x minus 1 will come. When coming to 0 to 1. So what will be the value? Because it is already greater than 0. So we don't have a problem with mod x. We have already seen in previous two questions, when we are dealing with x which is between 0 and 1. So since it is greater than 0, so mod x will be positive x. Okay, mod x, because it is greater than 0, let it be between 0 and 1, but it's still greater than 0. So mod x is plus x. But what about mod 0, x minus 1? If you put any value, say 0.5, 0.5 minus 1 is negative 0.5. So you are getting a negative value here. So mod x minus 1 in between 0 and 1 is going to be negative of x minus 1. I hope you got the idea. You can write it as minus x plus 1. It will be minus x plus 1. Or you can write it as 1 minus x also. This also you can write it as 1 minus x. Okay. So now these are three partitions. Now we'll put the value in mod x plus x minus 1 depending upon the scenario. So when x is less than 0, three ranges I am taking. Okay. When x is less than 0, it will be minus x, and x minus 1 is again minus, so 1 minus x it will be. So what do you get here? Minus 2x plus 1. And when we take the differentiation, only minus 2 will come, because divide dx of x is 1 and 1 is of course 0. Minus 2. Here, case 2. Mod x is x and mod x minus 1 is negative of x minus 1. So you have mod x and mod x minus 1 is 1 minus x. So plus 1 minus x, x gets cancelled, and d by dx of 1 is 0. Okay. So minus 2, 0. Now coming to third condition. Here both are positive. Mod s is x and mod x minus 1 is x minus 1. So just put it x minus 1, it will be 2x minus 1. So when we differentiate, 2 will come out, d by dx of x is 1 and minus 1 is 0. So you get 2. So minus 2, 0, 2. So now how you are going to write it? You will write it as f dash x. It's going to be minus 2 if x is less than 0. It will be 0 if x is between 0 and 1. It will be 2 if it is greater than 0. X is greater than 0. So these are the three conditions you are going to write for the final answer. So I just told you these situations. When we put a value, I actually put a value, proper value, below 0, greater than 0, and 0 and 1, and then try to find out whether x minus 1 will be positive or negative. This also you can do. But by doing such kind of questions, you will be quite clear what mod x is going to give you, or mod value will give you. Okay guys, next questions we are going to take in the next discussion. Okay. Then thank you so much. Take care of yourself.